everyone. Xin chào các em. Welcome back. I hope everyone had a wonderful week. This week I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about our Phong Chao. One of the first things we learn when we come to Thiếu Nhi is how to properly jiao. So when the trưởng calls out chuẩn bị chào, chào, we should do this with four fingers and the thumb across. So when we chào, the four fingers stands for the bốn khẩu hiệu. Cầu nguyện, rước lễ, hy sinh, làm việc tông đồ. That is prayer, Eucharist, sacrifice, apostolic work. So when we chào, the first khẩu hiệu is prayer, cầu nguyện. And that should also be the first thing we do each and every morning. When we wake up, make sure you remember God, thank Him, say a small prayer, dâng ngày cho Chúa. Xin Chúa làm việc trong con. And prayer can be đọc kinh, but can also be just talking to God like a friend. Throughout the day, you can also pray before meals, when you go to work, school, when you have a test, when you're happy, when you're sad. You can also talk to Him as though He is your friend. Share with Him your joys, your sorrows, your worries. Second, our khẩu hiệu is the Eucharist, rước lễ. Make sure you guys go to church each and every week. Pay attention in church and receive the communion so that God can work in all of us. Some of us might not be able to go to receive communion, receive the Eucharist each and every day, but we are able to rước lễ thiêng liêng, receive it spiritually. So I encourage you guys to đọc kinh rước lễ thiêng liêng each and every day throughout the day to receive Jesus into our heart. Third khẩu hiệu is sacrifice. We do this to follow in Jesus' footsteps. He sacrificed His life for us, and so we, as Thiếu Nhi members, we can sacrifice our time, our talent, our effort. We can help our parents out by doing chores, taking out the trash, vacuuming, doing dishes. We can also sacrifice our time, our talent, helping out Thiếu Nhi, helping out our younger siblings, our younger youth members. Fourth is doing apostolic work, làm việc tông đồ. We don't necessarily have to go to third world countries to preach, but we can also do that in our hometown here, living the Word of God each and every week, doing good, helping others, loving others. I hope you guys learn a little bit more about our bốn khẩu hiệu. The thumb represents our promise to do and live and practice the bốn khẩu hiệu each and every day. So there is a small song that helps you guys learn and keep this in your heart. It goes:
Cầu nguyện rước lễ hy sinh làm tông đồ, cầu hiệu Thiếu Nhi em bên tâm tuân giữ. Cầu nguyện rước lễ hy sinh làm tông đồ, cầu hiệu Thiếu Nhi em chẳng quên bao giờ.
That was just a short song to hopefully help you guys remember the bốn khẩu hiệu of Thiếu Nhi. Hope you guys practice and continue living that each and every day. Excuse me. Hello? Hey. What? You have a flat tire on the side of the road? You need help changing it? You don't know how? Okay. I'll be right there. Okay. She has a flat tire on the road. Let's go help her. Come on. Hey guys, we're here at the car with the flat tire. Let's help Jinyu fix this flat tire. First thing you do, make sure there's proper lighting. So make sure the engine is off, e-brake is on, and let's get started. Usually you'll find the tire in the trunk. You can look here. Usually it's underneath the mat. There's a cover. This is the car jack and the handle for the car jack. Grab that. There. Usually it's held down by a screw, so just unscrew this. Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Put that to the side so you don't forget. And then you lift this out. So as you can see, the spare is usually smaller than the normal size tires, and that's okay. It's usually just to help you get home from where you are. Try not to drive on the highway with it if you can. It is okay, but if you are, drive on the right side a little bit slower than you usually do. So let's put this aside. Usually the car jack handle also helps you unscrew the lug nuts from the current tire. Usually pop off just like that. It's usually held on by clips, so you can pop it off. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Sometimes you have to put your back into it. If it's really tight, you put it onto the other side. And if you're a small person, you can step down on it, and that will help loosen it up. Again, make sure your e-brake's on, and then you keep going until it's loose. The other side. If you are on the side of the road, make sure your headlights are on. Your hazards are on, meaning the triangle button, so that it notifies incoming car that you are there. Okay, we're almost done. Again, if it's tight, put it on the left side here and press down or step on it. We got all 5 out. Make sure you set these to the side so you don't lose them in the dark or when you're scrambling around changing the tire. So for the car jack, it usually comes like this, compact. What you want to do is elevate it a little bit by turning it right. When it gets to a certain point that you can fit under your car. So there is a ledge, a metal ledge underneath the car. It fits right into this groove right here. So you want to put it on that ledge so it doesn't put a dent into your gas tank or your oil tank. So you hand tighten it so that it elevates into that groove with the ledge in the middle by turning it right. Make sure it's straight and balanced. Again, make sure your e-brake's on. So you can hand tighten it up as much as you can, and you use your handy car jack handle here, right, to elevate it more. Make sure the jack is properly perpendicular to your car so it doesn't slip. If you do have kids or fellow family members, make sure they're out of the car. Make sure they're standing somewhere safe in case incoming traffic. You might hear some creaks from the shocks and suspension, and that's normal. Again, make sure the jack is still perpendicular and vertical so it doesn't slip. Okay, we're almost to that point. Usually when you're able to shake the tire a little bit and it's coming off and it's barely off the ground, that's when you're good. Okay. In some older cars, the tire might be rusted and stuck onto the wheel bearing, so what you do is want to shift it a little bit and then lift it off just like that, and then you can roll it off. And make sure you put it in the safe area, or you can go ahead and put it back in the trunk. So you take your spare. Usually you look on both sides. This is the side that has the hollowing that goes towards the inside. the hollow side versus the bulging side goes towards the outside. Okay, you roll that to your car. Again, 5 holes for the lug nut. You just put it on there. If it's heavy, again, you can use your knees or sit on the ground and use your legs and shimmy it in there. Make sure it's all the way back. Then you get your lug nuts. Then you hand tighten. Usually you want to do it one after another diagonally. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and a star pattern. Hand tighten everything. You take your handle again, and you start from, again, one corner, and you can do a diagonal like we just. How tight, you may ask? As long as you're leaning your body weight into it, then you should be good. For those who are smaller and lighter, if you want to make sure, you can put it onto the right side and push your body weight onto it. Again, you tighten by going to the right side. If it's ever an awkward angle like this and you can't push much, you can take it out, put it back in to a more comfortable angle, and you push down. Again, make sure you go through it. Make sure all the lug nuts are tightened. You don't want to forget anything. Safety first. Good. And you do one last check. Shimmy it, see if it shakes. If it doesn't, that's good. Make sure you collect everything that you took off, put in the trunk, so that when you get your tire fixed, you can put this back on, because it looks weird without just one hubcap missing. After you got the tires on, we come back over to the jack here, put in the handle, put it in a comfortable position, and then you turn to the left to lower it. Left to lower it. The resistance should be less going down compared to going up. As you lower it, you can also tell that the car frame is coming down closer to the tire. Again, the spare tire is going to be smaller, so don't freak out when you can see all the shock. Once you get down to a certain point, the resistance is low enough so that you can just do it straight faster. Again, make sure you are safe and your family, or if there's any kids around, to be clear of the car as it comes down in case it. And at the end, you can just hand loosen it and lower it by turning it to the left. Taking it out, tighten it. Make sure you collect all your stuff if you're on the side of the road so you don't forget anything. Put everything back. Put your tire back. Make sure you guys drive safely and slowly home. Again, try to avoid highways if you are able to. Drive on the right side of the road slowly with your hazard on, so that in case you are slower than normal or need a brake, you won't abrupt the car traffic flow. Hopefully you guys learn a little bit there. During these times, make sure you also call your friends, family for help. Hopefully someone can come out to help you at those times when you're alone. Just know that also God will always be there with you, and be safe. Again, make sure when you get into your car, keep the hazard lights on. Turn off the e-brake. How do you fix the flat tire? So what you can do is take it to a tire shop. They usually take the tire, they either, again, give you a new one. They actually will help you change it and they'll take care of it. So things that you can do to avoid getting a flat tire in the first place: try to avoid driving in bad condition roads, making sure your tires are properly aired, making sure they're properly rotated regularly, and also making sure they're properly balanced and aligned. The proper pressure of the tire is usually found on the side of the tire. Usually is indicated in PSI. Ours is 35. Yours may be different, so check and make sure it's aired properly to prevent flat tires. Another way to prevent flat tires is to make sure you check your tires regularly. Sometimes when it gets old, the front tires get worn a little bit faster due to the braking. So what you do is you examine the tire in the groove here. Usually it should be pretty thick. Those are new tires. If it gets thinner and thinner, then it's probably time to replace your tires.
Well, thanks for coming along to help us there. Keeping you safe and the tires getting fixed. So in life, at times you may feel like you have a flat tire, and that can be times when you may have not do so well on the test, had a bad grade in class, had a loss in the family, had a hard breakup. Things like that can, feel like a flat tire, feel like you veering off course in your life. And that's all normal. That's part of life. God is there to help us patch those tires. Remember through the Fortalio that you guys continue praying, receiving communion, sacrificing, doing apostolic work each and every day, so that God can work in you to continue helping you guys down the road of life. That being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Continue being safe, and I'll see you guys next time.